Welcome and welcome to this hangout. My name is Kate Bowditch. I'm a mental health counselor and a hypnotherapist. And in private practice, I do work online and in person. So for information about all of that, go to www.katebowditch.com. And it's a blog. Read my blog, like it, repost it, retweet it, and make comments. That makes me very happy, because if no one makes comments, I wonder if anybody's really out there. So welcome to this. It's here in Everett, Washington. It is a beautiful evening. They had predicted all kinds of rain and gloom and despair, but in fact, it's beautiful. And so welcome, and that you're sitting here, that you're watching this whenever and wherever you may be. I thank you for that. I honor you. So thank you. Tonight is a sort of a sequel. It stands alone, but it's a sequel. It's about who we want to become. Now, you know, in my YouTube channel, there are several other YouTubes, kind of like this one. One about avoiding negative people, which is just very important, and because they want you to be with them in their negativity. And if you want to create something beautiful and wonderful in your life, whether that's for tomorrow, whether it's for next week, or for the rest of your life, you don't want that negativity as part of the recipe. So we did that, and we've talked about the kind of negative chit-chat that we give ourselves, and that can sometimes even be worse than negative people, because we sort of can be our own worst enemy. And tonight we're going to talk about being our best friend. So we're going to avoid negative people. We're going to stop the negative talk. That's a whole other YouTube piece. And then last week we spoke about affirmations. And the week before that was about taking risks, that it's all right to risk positivity. Negativity is quite safe. We can always find out what's wrong with something. But finding what's right, it takes a little work sometimes. My father, he was a museum curator, and so people were forever bringing him, Aunt Mitzi's painting of the overlook at the whatever, or Aunt Mitzi's painting of her dog before it got run over by the truck in 1918, and hoping the museum would buy these things, or would at least approve of this piece of work. And my dad was one who did not like to criticize people. He really understood that when Aunt Mitzi painted that painting, she painted with her whole heart. Or if Uncle Joe made the sculpture of the eagle catching a stump or whatever, that it was made with their whole heart. And so he was always able to take these pieces that they just were not going to be in the museum, but he would always be able to say, oh, that right there, that's a really good use of the brush on that color. That's really very interesting. Or turn that whatever sculpture was and say, wow, that knife blade did some really beautiful work right there. He really must have enjoyed making that. And the person would go away very happy, because first of all, they got to keep their piece and didn't give it to the museum, and somehow they survived that just fine because they felt validated. And my father didn't lie. He could find that moment in the sculpture, in the painting, that was right, and that was worth seeing and commenting on. So we spent last week talking about sort of that in our own lives. When we make the affirmation, we say our very best self, project it into the future, and call that future back to us. Somewhere between last week and now, we have a stationary bicycle, because one of the downsides of doing a lot of work on computers is we don't move very much. And so I fear becoming sedentary to the point of immobility. So we now have this bicycle, stationary bicycle. And I went through, it's going to be so big. It's going to be this big black metallic thing. I don't want to have it in the room. Wah, wah, wah. And then I stopped myself and said, oh, but wait, I'm doing this voluntarily. It was my idea, I think. And I want to be able to be a person who can go hiking easily and get outside and do things. And so I've changed my mantra from this terrible, dark, metallic, immovable thing in my room to that's part of my future as a mountain walker. Now I'm not interested in climbing this way with the rocks and the ropes and I'm just not interested in that. I like to walk, however, and I want to be able to walk up fairly steep paths easily enough that I'm not a crying mess by the time I get to where I'm going. So now I look at that, I call it the pony, and I have a little black pony, and the little black pony lives with me, and I can sit on it and look out the window, and I am a pony rider. I ride it easily and well for maybe 5 minutes at a time, but I ride it easily and well, and I will very soon be riding it for 20 minutes at a time, easily and well. And that's an affirmation. Now, when we have that affirmation in our mind and we work it, where does it fit in your big image of yourself, that imagined future self that your affirmation will help you create? Where do these affirmations fit? That's what we're going to maybe talk about today, because that is in the common usage of the word for those who sort of sit on this side of the therapeutic table. What is your dream? Now, I want to talk about the word, because the word is frequently taken to mean that funny place you go when you're sleeping, and that can be sort of weird or scary or odd and not very useful to future creating that future. I don't really want to go wandering around in many of my dreams. So that's not the use of the word dream, and so we're going to let's link the word dream with the word imagined future self. Dream is easier to say. Imagined future self is more realistic for that's where I want to walk. So why do we create a dream? We all sort of, did you have dreams when you were a kid? Did you have a notion of what your life would be like when you were 30, 40, 25, 50, 65, 70. And how close are you to that particular dream? Or did you dream a dream that was too small and you blew through it a long time ago? Or did you dream a dream and then got knocked off the path and gave up on the dream? These are questions. I think we need to answer them. Now, I'm 67. I will be 68 in September. And I'm aware that for a while I had no dream. I figured, I'm going to retire. It's, I was a widow. I had to put my dog down. It wasn't good. And I was very heavy in my mind. Everything was hard to do. It would take me all day to think about doing the breakfast dishes. Now, I know that place. It's not pretty. And it's not nourishing. It doesn't nourish your soul. And so let's play with the idea of creating a dream. Because that place of no dream, of absolutely no dream and no interest in a dream, I've been to before. And it was just as bad before. Longer, much longer, and that's why I recognized it the second time. And bless my daughter, she said, Mom, you're going back to work now. You're getting squirrely. Or words to that effect. And so I heard her, and I heard her from the outside of me looking at me saying, this isn't the mother that was in my dream. So I have clawed my way up out of that. That was several years ago. And met a wonderful man, had a wonderful job, live in my house, and I love it. And now I have a dream. I have a dream again. And so let's create a dream for you. Or if you have a dream, let's play with your dream today. Now, I'm going to suggest that you get a pad of paper and a pencil, because I'm going to have you just write some things as I'm talking, because these will help you supply yourself with a dream. That imagined future. Now, an imagined future might be a year from now. It might be 5 years from now. And it's tweakable at any time. Just because you wrote it down, anytime you want to make it better, feel free. I know in my childhood, I had a dream. And it really got stepped on. We're not going to, no, you're not going to do that. So that was kind of the end of that. So I came up with another usable dream, and that got stepped on. So I quit talking about my dream, because I learned that the people who were very big in those days and had all the power could really step on things. And I realize now they stepped on it not because they were mean, but because, first of all, they didn't think it was possible, and they didn't understand what I was thinking. They didn't ask, but they didn't understand it. And I think that in the beginning, our parents have a fear of our failure, our failing. And they don't want to see that. And so they hold us back. They hold us back. Don't go for the lead in the play, honey, but you could play second. Don't. Not yet. Maybe not this time. Maybe next time, but not this time. So we get sort of stepped on, and we get sort of crumpled, and there are those of you who've never had that experience, and wonderful that you've just been told yes. Yes, I had a mother. I was talking to a group of parents, and the mother said, "Well, what's she going to be? The best whatever in the world?" And I said, "Yes." And she looked at me. I said, "Say yes. Always say yes. Of course you're going to be the best. Let the world do whatever teaching the world will do for your children." I like yes a lot. Didn't get enough of it, so of course I'm still hungry for it. So here we are, and we're going to make a dream. So let's just kind of sit back for a minute. Some of you have a dream. You've always had it. You know where you're going, what you're doing, how to get there. Well, even if you don't know how to get there, it's out there. And you long for it. You yearn for it. You turn your face. You look in the direction you want your life to go. Now, that was a sentence I brought up last week. It's a wonderful sentence. And I've also learned that the image is a herd of elephants that are sort of undecided about, do we go over there for water? Is the grass over here greener? What are we going to do? We kind of ate up everything here. Where are we supposed to go? How's it going to look? And the matriarch will watch all of this for a long time, and then she takes her leg and she puts it down on the path ahead of herself. And she puts it down, and then she looks around. And she'll hold that pose. Sometimes she'll rumble a little bit, like but she'll hold that pose until they get it. That's where we're going, group. We're going this way. That's what we're going to do, and I'm now going to move in the direction that we are going to go. It's a wonderful image for me. Thoughtful and wonderful. So let's talk about moving into the dream. We have to have a dream to start with. We've got to create that dream. Okay, so we're going to sit back a moment now again, and we're going to just drift a little bit with me. I don't know how old you are, but you do. I don't know what disappointments you've had or what encouragements you've had, but you do. And I don't know what it is you're hoping for, but you do. And under that hope, sometimes we hope things that our parents have taught us to hope, or the culture has taught us to hope. I want to ask you to go deeper and deeper down into that well, that deep well of who you truly are. And just reside there for a moment. Be still there for a moment with me. And let's allow yourself to bring up images and ideas to some questions that I may ask you. Move forward in time and pick a date. And on that date, when you wake up in the morning and you feel Wonderful. And you know in your heart that you are where you have worked so hard to be. What does that place where you're waking up in look like? Just allow that image to form. And you can breathe deeply and smell the air where you are. And what is that smell? And you can hear sounds of this place where you are. And what are those sounds? And you can roll over and just feel your body. And you can, if you will, throwing on a robe, stand there and look out of your window and see what there is to see there. And you are going to be doing today in this imagined dream place exactly what you want to be doing. You're going to be doing the work that you want to do. You may be vacationing in that wonderful place you have wanted to go. The weather there is exactly the weather that you wanted. And perhaps you walk to a place where you can find what you make for breakfast there. Or perhaps it's brought in. I don't know. This day is perfect. You have achieved your dream. And you kind of stretch and move your shoulders. And you breathe deeply, knowing, believing, and understanding that this was only a dream a long time ago. And now it's real. And it's you. And you have done this. And you have done it one step in the right direction every step. Always looking in this direction. Always being with those people who understand the power of dreams, of imagined futures. You have told people your dream, whom you trust, and if they say anything negative, you let them go in some place in your mind. And you know that you don't share anymore with them. But if they say, wow, yeah, what can I do to help? You keep those friends. And you know that you are giving them the model to make their dreams, to say yes to their future. And as you have approached your dream, you have added that which is better than what you had imagined before. An example might be that when I wake up in my dream place, that when I first made my dream place, I woke up in a bed. I didn't give much thought to the bed. But now my bed is a king-size bed. It is, it's always fresh, always clean. And it's rather high, so that I don't have to climb up to get out of it. I just swing my feet off the edge, and I'm up. And it's interesting, that is my bed now. I've started with my bed. And so I keep walking towards my dream. And by walking, I mean working, playing, finding activities that reflect my dream, so that I can partake in my dream as it comes in. I have the bed. I'm enjoying the outside all the time. I'm pulling people to me who have dreams and who say yes. And together we can move forward on our path. We've put our foot down on that path. And some will follow me and some will not. But I'm going forward. And you're going forward from today. From today, you are going to be moving forward towards your dream, into your dream. And you may taste the food of that dream. Notice the people of that dream. And if you will, if you have already written it down, or if you have not, write it down as soon as this is over, and read your dream out loud to yourself. And if there are any holes in it, fill the holes. My dream has my partner in it. And it didn't a few years ago. It didn't have a partner. I had lost my partner, and that was going to be the end. But, you know, the universe surprises us with great gifts. And so now when I roll over, he's there, and that's a good thing. But maybe that's not something that you wish. But there's always room, you see, for improvement. And your window that you're looking out of, how big is it? Does it have shutters, louvers? Does it have curtains? Does it look onto a deck? Are you in the city? Are you in the country? Are you by the ocean or in the mountains? Are you on an island? Are you in this country? Are you in another country? Be specific and write your dream. And because it's your dream, you can change it as time goes by. Don't let anyone else change your dream. For this dream comes from a very deep part of you. and will pull you towards itself, and it will pull itself towards you. So, my friends, how do we get to the dream? That's time for another chat. Love your dream. Love the self that yearns for that dream, that imagined future self. And do everything you can as you go along. Do one little thing on some days, teensy weensy wee little thing. Sometimes we do big things. Sometimes we do 3 or 4 little things. Sometimes we do a couple of big things, but keep it moving forward every day. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching this. Maybe you'll find people who have a dream sort of like yours. It would be fun to work on those things together. However it works for you, keep it moving forward. Take one step at a time towards your future wonderful self, because that self is already in you now. Good night. Sleep well, and wake up tomorrow in an all-new beautiful day. Thank you.